Now at 5, new SNAP rules will soon ban junk food purchases. Plus, Christmas giving continues for area seniors.
Tensions rise between the U.S. and Venezuela. I'm Erica Brown with more on the Trump administration's escalating pressure campaign.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas are joining a growing number of states placing limits on how SNAP benefits can be spent. This is KOAM News. I'm Tanya Bach. The changes fall under the Make America Healthy initiative aimed at reducing purchases of items like soda and candy. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. praised the move, saying the effort will help restore the health of Americans, especially our kids. Each state will roll out the changes over the next year by limiting different items. Officials say SNAP benefits remain unchanged for now, and families will receive guidance before the new rules take effect. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at weather.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a cooler Friday for us today, but it's going to get much, much colder by the time we get to Sunday. Let's go ahead and look outside. We do have a lot of a lot of upper level clouds, but that's it. It's going to be fine this evening, but it's chilly. Look at this. 34 in Nevada, but 41 in Anderson, 37 in Miami. Chanute sitting at 39 degrees. If you are going to be out doing some Christmas shopping through the evening, we kind of hold steady. Mainly low to mid 30s across the region. And as we look down the road, by tonight or morning, we drop back to about 28 or 29 degrees. If you are getting up going hunting, the winds are going to be light, but starting to pick up out of the south as we go through the morning hours. We warm up a little bit for us tomorrow, but much colder Sunday. I'll give you the details here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. The U.S. military gets new leadership in the Caribbean as tensions with Venezuela escalate. The change comes as the Trump administration seizes Venezuelan oil tankers and promises more military action. CBS's Erica Brown reports.
Air Force Lieutenant General Evan Pettis is now the acting head of U.S. military operations in the Caribbean after the former head of U.S. Southern Command, Admiral Alvin Halsey, retired early Friday. He announced his intentions in October, shortly after U.S. strikes on suspected Venezuelan drug boats began.
The challenges we face are complex, but working together and with our partners, we can and will make a lasting impact.
The leadership change comes as tensions rise between the U.S. and Venezuela. Earlier this week, the U.S. seized control of a crude oil tanker off the Venezuelan coast, with sources saying the administration is planning more seizures.
We're not going to stand by and watch sanctioned vessels sail the seas with black market oil, the proceeds of which will fuel narco-terrorism of rogue and illegitimate regimes around the world.
Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, called the seizure an act of piracy and has vowed to protect tankers exporting Venezuelan oil. Here on Capitol Hill, some lawmakers have criticized the oil tanker seizure as the White House pledges more military action against Venezuela.
We'll start that on land, too. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon.
The administration is also taking steps against Maduro's family, announcing new sanctions targeting 3 of Maduro's nephews, a businessman affiliated with him, and 6 shipping companies operating in the country's oil sector. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
Lawmakers say they want Admiral Frank Bradley, who ordered a second strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug boat when 2 people survived the first attack, to come back to Capitol Hill to brief the House Armed Services Committee. Well, supporters of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man the Trump administration wrongly deported to a prison in his native El Salvador earlier this year, are celebrating today. The Maryland man left an ICE field office in Baltimore Friday morning where he had a scheduled check-in. It comes a day after he was released from custody and after a judge temporarily blocked federal authorities from re-detaining him like they did in August after a similar check-in.
We'll never know what their plans were for this morning, whether it was a check-in, whether they were planning to arrest him just like they did in late August. But he's walking out the door and he's heading back to Prince George's County to be with his family.
Well, ahead of Friday's check-in, Abrego Garcia addressed his supporters briefly in Spanish, saying he will continue to fight against all of the injustices he says the government has done to him. The Trump administration claims Garcia is an MS-13 gang member which he denies. For the 15th straight year, the Area Agency on Aging and Home Instead have collaborated to help senior citizens throughout Joplin with its Be a Santa to Senior initiative. Over the course of the past few weeks, Home Instead has created ornaments listing various items the seniors need. Anyone is welcome to take an ornament and drop off the items at the agency.
We still have a lot left. We have 400 total that we want to get out to people, and we have a lot of ornaments left that we want to get rid of. But even if you can't get here to grab an ornament, you can bring in some items.
Although the tree itself has been taken down, donations will still be accepted through Monday, with the items wrapped and delivered at the end of next week. Still ahead, the deadline for shipping holiday packages is fast approaching.
The clock is ticking to get your presents delivered in time for Christmas. I'm Evan Moon with the shipping deadlines you don't want to miss.
But first, in Health Watch, child vaccination rates drop more than 10% while flu cases climb nationwide.
Casino, Miami, Oklahoma.
Topping today's Health Watch, the CDC is reporting the first flu-related pediatric death of this flu season. Flu activity is increasing nationwide, with many cases reported among children. As we gather for the holidays, experts expect cases to rise even more. Tom Hansen has more from New York, one of the hardest hit areas right now.
This Brooklyn, New York pharmacy has been busy as flu, COVID, and other respiratory viruses spread.
People get together and guess what? One person have it, everybody will.
Pharmacist Abdel Alayella says treatments behind and over the counter are flying off the shelves.
We've been filling maybe Tamiflu, a lot of antibiotics lately, especially from the urgent cares.
Influenza A, specifically a mutated strain of the H3N2 flu virus, is dominating.
Just because the flu vaccine is not a perfect match, it doesn't mean that there isn't still protection you can get.
The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older who has not yet been vaccinated this season get their shot, but vaccination rates have been lagging in recent years, especially for children. A recent survey from Lurie Children's Hospital found 1 in 3 parents don't plan to get their child a flu shot this season.
We have seen declines of more than 10% in vaccination rates. This is an alarming concern because we're expecting a very active flu year, and also the fact that we're seeing an H3 strain. Any drop in overall vaccination rates across the population means many more cases. And we definitely saw that last year.
CDC data shows as of November 29th, 38.1% of children received the flu vaccine. That's lower than last season at this time. A record 280 children died from the flu last year, and the majority were not fully vaccinated. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
About half of kids who died from the flu last year had underlying health conditions. Parents who put their children on plant-based diets should be aware of the risk of deficiencies if key nutrients are not absorbed through fortified foods or supplements. Researchers in Italy, the US, and Australia say a vegan or vegetarian diet does support healthy growth and cardiovascular health. But children also had lower intakes of protein, fat, vitamin B12, and zinc. And encouraging news on an early study of a vaccine for triple-negative breast cancer. Phase 1 data from the Cleveland Clinic shows 74% of patients produced an immune response from the experimental shot, and it was safe and well tolerated. The findings will be used as researchers move on to Phase 2, which will evaluate the vaccine's efficacy. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, Christmas shipping deadlines approach as 2.3 billion packages flood delivery networks.
And we have much colder temperatures working in for the weekend. Details coming up. Well, it turned out to be a cooler Friday, kind of breezy out there and a lot of clouds, especially during the afternoon. But with those clouds, sun angle, and all the wonderful refraction off the clouds, we are getting a pretty good sunset right now. Very orangish and kind of pinkish outside. But we are going to continue to have mostly cloudy skies tonight. Snow picking up again, eastern Iowa, or eastern Nebraska into western Iowa. Of course, that's going to stay north of us. That's kind of been the pattern over the past few weeks. All right, let me walk you through time. Tomorrow's actually not going to be a bad day. It's Sunday that it gets super cold. It is going to be a very chilly start. We're talking 27 to about 30 degrees tomorrow morning. We'll go with partly sunny skies. Clouds kind of thicken again during the afternoon. I think most of us, there's going to be a big temperature contrast. See this wind shift line here? So that's a warm front that's trying to push north, and then it will sink back south. So we're going to have 30s to the north, but 50s to the south. I think the metro will get close to 50 degrees, upper 40s to 50 degrees. And then we start to drop back. So here's 2 p.m., a lot of clouds, and then it gets cold. Northerly winds ushering in. Our overnight low by Sunday morning, probably about 14 degrees, but we're going to have the wind, so we're going to have the wind chill, which we'll look at here in just one second. And then on Sunday, we don't really go anywhere. We only warm up to about 30 degrees as we head into the afternoon. Another cold night Sunday night, not as cold as Saturday night, but still we'll drop back into the lower 20s. All right, weekend forecast, big switch. We're going to go 50 on Saturday, but only 30 on Sunday, plus our wind chills near zero. And of course, it's the feels like temperature, but it also erases that little bit of heat around your body, so your frostbite chances go up when you have a low wind chill like that. Look at the wind gusts, northerly winds kind of kicking in 20, 25, maybe 30 miles per hour as we go through Saturday afternoon all the way into Sunday morning. Then they will start to calm as we get into Sunday afternoon. But of course, we're going to have the low wind chill. So let's look at it. Here's Sunday morning. It's going to feel like 0, Nevada, Lamar, Stockton, maybe -1 in a few spots. I think most of the metro about 0 to about 3 degrees, so dangerously cold. Make sure you protect your skin if you are going to be outside. And even on Sunday afternoon, the wind chills hang out into the 20s, and then they're back down into the teens once again by Monday afternoon. Great shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex looking downtown Joplin through the evening, holding steady into lower 30s. That's kind of where we are sitting at this point in time. I want to jump into next week because a big switch. Even though it's much colder, big ridge, a high pressure rolls in. So instead of 30 for a high, like we're going to have on Sunday, we're going to see the 60s the second half of next week. Plus, we could introduce at least some light scattered showers, which we need the rain. We haven't had a drop the entire month of December. 50 on your Saturday, only 30 on Sunday, back to 46, and then look at this, 58 on Tuesday, low to mid 60s the second half of next week, and that warming trend looks to stick all the way until about Christmas.
That'll be nice to have those warmer temperatures.
It will.
Although if it's warmer, then we're not going to get the snow.
That is very true.
And that means no white Christmas.
That is also probably true. We'll see. Slight chance.
Well, we can just feel like winter this weekend.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, Christmas magic arrives at the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states each December, thanks to the Freeman Auxiliary, who deliver wrapped and essential gifts to families staying there. The gifts allow Ronald McDonald House staff to provide a Christmas morning to the families with seriously ill children in nearby hospitals.
It's stressful trying to be able to go out and have the time to shop for maybe the other siblings. So we feel like that having that opportunity to come and pick out things relieves some of that stress.
The Freeman Auxiliary has more than 100 members and carries out volunteer projects throughout the year. Well, coming up, shipping experts warn Christmas shoppers to order now or risk missing the holidays. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Americans are expected to once again break spending records this holiday season, but the window to get those gifts delivered is closing fast. CBS's Evan Moon has the key deadlines for any gift that needs to be shipped.
The race is on to guarantee gifts are delivered in time for a spot under the tree. Some shoppers have mastered the rush.
I am on top of this. I started December 1st.
While others struggle to meet the fast approaching deadlines.
I'm still sort of doing the last minute scramble to get things out.
An estimated 2.3 billion packages will be shipped this holiday season, a 5% increase from last year.
You'll see a 5x spike at this time of year.
Craig Foreman, president of e-commerce for major courier DHL, says this year's time crunch was even trickier.
This year is a bit of an anomaly just from a calendar standpoint. Black Friday was actually in the month of December.
People who want to get a gift delivered by Christmas need to act soon. The listed deadline to ship ground with the U.S. Postal Service is December 17th. The 20th is the last day to send an express package. The last day for 2-day shipping at UPS and FedEx is December 22nd. Both companies offer overnight service on December 23rd for Christmas Eve delivery. But for some added peace of mind, Foreman suggests this rule of thumb.
Try and get your order in by December 15th. And really that is, you have a later date than that and can still make it, but just to have some assurance, because there are things that are outside of carriers' controls, such as weather.
And by mid-December, he warns there's no room for error. Make sure the address is correct and provide your email so you can track the package. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
Well, shipping deadlines with other popular online retailers like Amazon vary, so it's important to double check those dates too. A $16 million donation transforms 2 local colleges, creating new opportunities for students training in high-demand careers. Oklahoma Technical College and Community Care College will expand programs and facilities with the surprise gift. Students train in fields like auto repair and electrical work, preparing for industries facing worker shortages. The colleges plan new programs and upgraded labs that offer starting salaries between $50,000 and $60,000 a year. Look, Carthage Intermediate Center, the Besties Book Club, is helping students fall in love with reading thanks to a special partnership with Community Bank Trust. The program was created by school librarian Mr. Holden to encourage kids to read more. The club rewards students with a pancake lunch each month, and thanks to support from Community Bank Trust, kids can now enjoy unlimited pancakes, sausage, and juice during the event.
It is important to us to give back to our community, and reading and education is really important to us and our communities as children grow. So we enjoy supporting the library and Mr. Holden with the Besties Club.
The program is now in its 4th year, and participation continues to climb with as many as 50 students reading teacher-recommended books to join the luncheon. Final check of the forecast is next.
Day Hero.
Up next on the CBS Evening News, it's Friday night, and Steve Hartman goes on the road to show us the healing powers of a bowl of gumbo. And then on KOAM News at 6, nearly 2 million SNAP recipients face new shopping restrictions. We're going to learn more about the changes that start next year, plus how you can help seniors celebrate Christmas with an angel tree gift. And in sports, Wyandottes' Terry Hembry will be playing in the Native All-American game in Minneapolis. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, 6th and 7th graders put their classroom lessons to the test at a real restaurant, learning skills that will last a lifetime. Anderson Middle School students experienced their final exam at Honey Pops, a local restaurant in Anderson, where they applied everything they learned about etiquette and manners. This marks the 4th year the Essentials to Success elective class has taught restaurant etiquette and everyday manners, and today was the students' final test, applying everything they've learned throughout the semester to pass the class.
I expect everybody to pass with flying colors, but I would just be looking for those things that they shouldn't be doing, because I already know what they should be doing. So if they're doing something they're not supposed to, then it's like, we need to work on that when we get back to class. So, but I don't expect any of that.
Aside from simple table manners, the students also learned why etiquette matters. They'll grow with these skills and be prepared to use them for every interaction. Good skills to have, though.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Final check of the forecast?
Sure. A little bit chilly for us tonight. Temperatures dropping back upper 20s to 30. Tomorrow's going to be breezy. It's not awful. It's 50 degrees. That's actually a couple notches above our average high. But then tomorrow night with the wind, 14, and our feels like temperature near 0 and a high of only 30 on Sunday. So if you do need to get out and do anything kind of outdoorsy, tomorrow's your day.
All right, until it just gets cold. All right, well, thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and we'll be back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.